Independent Senator Angus King of Maine joins me now, member of the Intelligence and Armed Services Committees. What would be your response to any decision to send as many as 400 more trainers to Anbar province and basically reopen a base there?
Well, Andrea, I think the key word is trainers, and the key issue is, can the Iraqi security forces do the job? The strategy all along has been clear. It's been air support and intelligence from the Americans, coalition forces, but the fighting on the ground has to be Iraqi troops, and so far they haven't met the test. But you know, there's a lot of temptation, a lot of talk about we should send in more troops and those kinds of things, large numbers of combat troops and advanced spotters. The problem is, once we do that, ISIS has won. They want this to be a war between America and Islam, and we just can't fall into that trap. So I think what's being discussed today at the White House is an important step, and we need to have these trained troops, but it's not going to be easy. And of course, the other piece is that the government in Baghdad has to gain the confidence of the Sunni tribes in Anbar province. As long as ISIS is swimming in a friendly sea, then we're just not going to be able to pull it off. They're going to have the support. So it really falls on the Israeli security. on the Iraqi security forces and the government in Baghdad to prove that they're a real government of all the people of Iraq and not just the Shia. So it's a very tricky moment. This is a great challenge. It's not easy, but I think what they're talking about in the White House today is exactly the right move at this time.
Well, there are others of your colleagues who are more skeptical. Let's just play a little bit of what Joe Manchin of West Virginia, Democrat of West Virginia, of course, had to say today on Morning Joe.
I think we just need to look at the past. We were there, for 12 years or more? We've had upwards to 100,000 troops in those areas before in Afghanistan and Iraq, and it's still in as bad, if not worse shape than it was. So are they ever going to have the will to defend themselves?
So do you think, from talking to your colleagues, and you're on two of the key committees, that there will be support for this? I know they don't need to come to you for an appropriation, but I think it would be unlikely to happen if there was strong opposition from the Hill.
Well, I don't think you're going to get strong opposition. I think the criticism, there will be critics who say, why are we doing this at all? And I think the short answer to that is this ISIS crowd is very dangerous, and it would be better to fight them over there than fight them here. But there are going to be people who say we're not doing enough, that they want more embedded troops with the Iraqi forces. They want more forward artillery spotters and those kinds of things. I think that's where the debate is. It's a kind of tactical debate rather than a strategic debate. Andrea, there's no easy answer to this. And as I say, a lot of it goes back to the confidence that the Sunni tribes in Anbar province have in Baghdad. And if they feel that Baghdad is more interested in the Shia militias and wants to be a sectarian government, then nothing we do is going to make any difference. This is a real test for Abadi, the new leader of the Iraqi government, and it's really got to be up to them. As Ashton Carter said last week, they've got to have the will to fight. If they don't, that's not something we can train into them. We can give them the tactics and help them with arms and those kinds of things, but they've got to decide that their country is worth standing up for. We can't do it for them.
Senator Angus King, thank you so much, sir. Thanks for being with us today.